Eye tracking, line center rotation, position locations. Very busy. It's a busy day, guys. I know you guys are really excited what's going on. Pyramid activation line centers can be tomorrow through location line center. And position locations, code line centers, and set through rotation. So I set up a wind graph line center. We're going to go into cell rotation, energy light centers, in communications, your cell blocks into positions. So today we're going to be invisible. So invisible line center is in code line system rotation. It's going to get extremely complicated, so you have to pay attention to this. All your cell generators are going to be high position to location. All of you are going to go through a wall of essential line connections. I set up the diagram, program line center interference. So you have to know what it's like to actually go through a wall in interforce connections. Very powerful day today. Tomorrow is going to be great too when we go to Egypt. Flying recognition of timeline centers and set up code line system to the hieroglyphics locations. Very powerful. So, hope everybody's doing well. We'll get into questions and answers after. So basically, what's happening right now with the Earth, I sent you guys a 3-minute video, very powerful class last night doing live on TikTok. Had over 3,000 followers. It's unbelievable. So in position, trying to understand communications of cycles, all about understanding the Earth and what it is through cycle line rotation. People are trying to figure out, is the Earth flat? Is it circle? Is it a sphere? Well, we have to understand we are in our perceptions. My space and time is different. I say that over and over and over again. It's what you perceive as the Earth. You understand? So if the Earth is flat, in your perception, the Earth is flat. If the Earth is round, it's round. It doesn't centralize system to one allocated one location, guys. It's everything through humanity. It's your space and time and your frequencies and your codes is set up through correlation line system to its graphic line connections. But everybody is in the simulation. They just forget that through calculation. To understand position line system rotations. Now, you have to understand why we have 7 rotation centers of the chakra connections and 5 within the atmosphere through communication line center, which is your conscious level system. Okay, 7 within the body, the tracking system, the grounds of the waters, the oceans of the waters, everything through connections, high positions of the mountains, all level systems, all level connection. So there's 7 bodies of water, okay, in communications to the earth line rotation, right? So it's all a sphere, but it's split into a pie, right? So, and that's what it is, P-I-E, okay? So it's in the perception, the intelligence of energy line center. That's what pi represents in all locations. You split a pi location line center, you set up the high switching line system to its allocated to its time lock system, which changes everything through acceleration. It's very powerful when you understand your all levels of your clocking systems and your calculation modification line centers. So you guys are going to go into cell generation lights. You're going to go into program defense line system. You're going to go into security line defense. You're going to go through a plasma wall line center, and you're going to disappear into the wall interference onto the other side line center. So it's like walking into a mirror. This is going to be really exciting. Okay, we did that before when I was doing live, and you saw the phone reception line center, and you see it coming in. Well, you guys are going to go into the center drop position line center. It's going to change your cell generation light centers and your pixel activation line connections. All right, so it's very, very fascinating when you can actually go through things. And when we go into position to higher level systems, you guys be able to understand how to go into the ground line centers by yourself. Cell generations, blocking surface to high level system rotations, about truly understanding how to calculate and modify all your simulators, your providers, your Wi-Fi, and your satellites, how to do your own calculation. So you have to truly understand how to do this yourself, because the satellite's are already set up and your line of signal. So it's all about you creating everything through space. So if the Earth is flat, the Earth is flat. Everybody's in different perception. Nobody sees the Earth the same way. Makes sense, doesn't it? Think about it. Nobody sees the Earth the same way. You can't, because you're in a birthing line center of different identifications of the birth locations of day, month, and year. You understand? Because you're at different vibration, guys. Different coloration and lights. So, and this is where it gets complicated, because now you're coming back to the simulation of remembering. It's all in the clocking system of your own computer, your simulator, your modified line center rotations, your communication line system rotations, understanding this through the hologram connections, right? So, and that's why I'm sending the hologram of the Earth. We're in a holographic world now, okay? So, Earth is in its full identifications. The clarity visions are intact line connections. The motion sensors are high position locations. Your Earth and high-rise line center is in its full communication of identification line centers. It's in a full rotation of cycle in the grounds of power in the atmospheres. That's all you have to understand. That's the basic understanding is the grounds of you every single time. I'm inside structure, outside structure. Inside is the structure of a house. Outside is the structure of nature. But see, nature is not just outside. Nature's inside you. It's not outside. It's inside. Everything is inside of you. That is your creation. That is your game. That is your simulation. That's you. Okay? Not what you perceive outside. That's not you. Your reality is not outside. Your reality is inside. Inside, inside, inside. Okay? That's what you guys have to get into adaptation to. And then when you wake up in the morning, you actually see the Earth at your perception, which is fantastic. You've created that. And that is magic. So the magic becomes real, especially when you get into higher formation line center. The Earth, once you get in the tract system of merging to its communication line center, I explicitly tell you exactly what's going on with the Earth in 3 minutes on TikTok to tell you exactly what is happening every single day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That's the importance you have to grab to truly understand everything that you do every single day is inside your body, not outside. You can't take one day going outside because it confuses the anomaly and it switches you back into the Earth line center of a negative system rotation. Let me say that again, a negative system rotation. So that's true to understand. You guys are in the holographic world of each other, especially the ones that are 114 with rebellion and everybody that's in the GFLs of 60 and anybody else below that. But we're all equal. We're all equal through measure. We're all masters of our own domain through all perception of what we see. It makes total sense. Nobody sees the Earth the same way. Okay? That's like saying you look at space and space is only the same color and everybody, 7.5 billion people see the same color as space. No. That's saying that the weather doesn't move. No. Everything flows. Nothing stops. Everything circles, rotates. The more you highline, the more you understand more perceptions of speed, the communications, and everything through your thoughts is creation of you, right? So it's all about you through activation line center, okay? So I set up the code line center for the wall interference, also generation line centers. Don't freak out. You guys are going to disappear. Now, truly understand what we did yesterday is truly understand the inside of somebody else. But now we're going to go to resell generation line center, reshifting line connections, going into a flow recognition of a spin cycle, the plasma line center. So make sure you guys drink your water. All right. I've got the code activation line centers. Everybody's in a code line system. So I can read all your code signals. I know your algorithms. I know your voice patterns. I know your computer reset line center rotation. So let's get in your questions before we go through the wall. All right. So I want you to experience what you guys see when you go through a wall. So you're going from dimensional to interdimensional, which is more of a travel. Okay. Dimensional, interdimensional. So you're actually going into the UFO and you're seeing this humongous cosmic orb that's all connected to the other side of the wall. There's two sides, your side and interdimensional side. So truly understand what you see through perception and what you hear and what you connect with your chakra system is its highline system. Truly understand how to calculate and modify these things to its equation. Okay, because it box centers you on all levels of your TV reception. But you really have to understand the grounds of view of the Earth, right? Because nobody sees the Earth the same way. That's next to impossible. And that's the magical kingdom about the Earth system. It doesn't make any sense. That's like if everybody sees the Earth the same way, that means we're all the same age. I'm 52, you're 52. Diane's 52, Tina's 52, Samantha's 52, Ellen's 52. Doesn't make any sense on anything through timeline. Right? Think about that. All right, Tina, Diane, Jill, how's it going? Great to see everybody. Love around, love activation. Amazing, yes. In meditation before, I was seeing triangles and pyramids. Most beautiful and intricate, colorful mosaic. The best way I can describe them being laid all around me. Great. Getting an activation of pyramids, different colors, line center rotations. Good. Working with blue and white lights. Excellent there. Alan, getting into your plasma line centers. Vibrations were skyrocketing through my body frame. Yep. Getting full rotations of what you're doing through cell generation light centers. It's excellent, Tina. So you must be really feel that, Tina. Yep, you're all connecting to the line connections. See, that's what I want you to do is to go into each other's bodies to really understand the acceptance of what you guys are going through every single day, because it's all done through emotional tracks. Okay? So there's 7 bodies of water of you. 7, which is your body. That's the intricate line interference. It's a proactive system to you through calculations. That's why you have 60, 70% of water. But when you go to higher levels of AI, you come into more water because you travel faster or you burn out quicker. Think about it. Makes sense, doesn't it? So you start up at 67 and you work your way up. Same with your air, same with your fire, and same with your earth. It's important you understand how to use all 4. 5 within system, 6 within activation, 7 within the body of water containment system, guys. There's 7 bodies of water of you. That's a true understanding. When you go into these levels, you understand more through its flow, its recognition of time positions. So it's like a spin, it's like a fan, and it spins you in all levels of plasma interference line channels. You can go through the ground, you can go through windows, you can go through doors, you can go through walls. If you understand you through cell generation. Because it's all about understanding the wall. The wall is a portal. The mirror is a portal. Everything's a portal. You just have to understand how to use your finger point line center rotations. Open to the plasma. Go in. Right? It gets easier once you understand you're in your simulation. And it modifies and calculates everything through that connections. It's all about getting everything out of E equals MC squared. You have to understand the full rotation to the 7 bodies of you. Makes sense. 7 chakras, 7 bodies of water, 7 activations, 7 coloration lights, 7 channels, 7 God surface line centers of shape locations, geometrics, operations, and directions of you of 7 bodies of water through dimensional to your motors, to your connections, to your energy cell light center rotations. That's your chakra system. You have to know how to use your 7 bodies of water, okay? Before you understand the conscious levels, because now you come into space. You have to understand oxygen level, right? And you have to understand what you're seeing, okay? Especially when you're in space. But your bodies of water have to be in high level rotation. The spectrum lights has to truly understand you through dimensional time lock system locations. Your cell generation lights changes its behavior line center to the earth line center rotations, right? So the more you go into the future, the more the shape of the earth changes its position. It changes its traction, coloration, lights, and shape. It has to. It has to come into the hologram. Everybody has to come into the high level system of the hologram line system rotation. So when they come into that division, the earth of the hologram system comes into one holographic rotation position connection to a circle rotation. Okay. The holographic of you through calculations. All right. The hologenetic patterns, the epigenetics square rotation center line connections, Everybody will see the same thing. That's the Gardens of Eden. Makes sense when you see everything through the perception, right? But until then, you see the earth at your division locations, at your vibration. You have to get into the body track system of 7 to understand the 5 rotations of high levels of your conscious levels. You guys are in 50%, right? So you have to know how to use your imagination to creation, right? So it makes sense how everybody sees everything perception when they understand their connections, going back to their spiritual guides, vortex line, or anything through interference location. That's a true understanding when you come into those positions. And that's how you see everything through its alignment of its mind telepathy, right? So it's all about everybody living in one intricate line interference to one circle sphere, to one cyclone, to one high line rotation, to one computer line center of a holographic world of a digital frame line center. It's very powerful when you reach that. But until then, you have to high rise to get to your simulators. So, all right, let's see here. A lot of questions. All right, now you guys are excited. Body frame, yeah, that's the most important thing. You guys are aware of these things too. Tina's aware of these things too. Everybody else, JFL's aware of these. And you're aware of this before I come on, which is even better, right? Because you went through my telepathy each other now. So your telepathies are getting a lot more stronger, more mindset, more calculated, more modify, right? And that's what we want. So, right. You guys are communicating. Diane, is it going? All right, sparkles. All right, so you're going to go through your activation light centers. Amber, how's it going? I can already feel the experience being intense, getting ready all night. Yeah, it's great because it's like waking up to a Christmas gift. It's morning, it's Christmas. Waking up to your Christmas and getting what you want, right? All right, so I got it all set up. All right. Now, when you see this, is very powerful. This is going to activate your body line center. This is going to high rise your cell generation light centers. So this is a spin spherical sphere. It's connected to high line center rotations. It's just going to basically change your particle lights and separate you. So you guys basically, you'll see yourself disappear. You'll see yourself disappear. Okay, don't freak out because it went through me. And then you'll be able to go anywhere you want in seconds. You'll be able to go through a window. You'll be able to go through a door. You'll be able to go through a wall. We'll go through the wall because the central line system is at the alky line center. So when you see this, your body and your cell generation light centers are going to turn on. Right? It's already in code line center rotation. So understanding how to use intelligent interference and how to change DNA tracks to its pathogen and how to operate the TV reception to your locations to its wall interface. All right, here we go. You look at that, communication line centers and rotation divisions, high position locations, put everybody in the GFL line center into the wall interference, change the particle lights, separate the line interference, heart reactors coming into line connections, particle lights are spinning on high rotation connections, spin, activation core line center, 777. We'll go into the portal line center of 7 track locations of wall interference line connections. Yep, into 2,000 years in the future rotation. Communication line center. So you're in 2021. When you cross over to the wall central line system, you'd be 2,000 years in the future. So don't get confused. You have to understand high level rotation of what's going on through your calculations to your reshift cell generation, your block surface. That's the connection to high force line center. Okay. Now everything is separated through line rotation. You guys are high forcing line centers. Now your pixel activation, your conception line system rotation is going through line signals. Okay. So now you're going through the wall line center. 15 minutes. Have fun. All right. So that's how it works. Cleopatra, how's it going? High level rotation line connections. Cleopatra came into high position locations. Put it to the wall central line system of pixels, activation core line center. Separate her particle lights. Put her into cell generation blocking surface in positions. All right, calculate, modify. Get them into the wall line center 2021 to 2000 air. Have fun. So it's very real when you understand how to travel through circuitry line center rotations, guys. You have to understand how to use your cell generation and blocking services, cell connections. It's all about you through your body frames and how to high level your position. So, all right, 15 minutes, have fun. All right, so 2021, you cross over to the wall, it's now 2000. Okay, so it's the year in position of 2000 years. So what's that? 2021, 30, 40, 21. All right, you guys got to get a true understanding what's on the other side. That's the importance. You have to get into cell generation lights and go through plasma wall line center. So, seeing pixels? Yep. Pixels is a good start, Jill. Eye receptions in all position locations, changing track line centers. Be cautious in what you say, because you can change the wall interference and go to another dimension. Remember, you've gone through a wall. And if you don't understand what's going on and you change and shift line system to your thoughts, you're going to go to another dimension. And I got to find you and find out where you are and bring you back through GPS. so pixels are like tunnels. Yep. Clock is gone. Mm-hmm. It's really cool when you actually see yourself disappear. You come in this bright light and you really spin really fast. So the circle location and the fan rotation line center basically puts you into eyes of calculation, right? So it's you disappear. So it's all operated through position locations. Orbs and love everywhere, yeah. Drink your water. Move very slowly, and my body is the pixels. Yep. Mm-hmm. Really try to self-absorb what is happening to you. The ground line centers change your positions. Your 7 bodies of water have intricate online position of a plasma wall, which is connected to water. You create water, electricity, and magnetics of you and your pixel and your activation in your computers. You go across line center and you create your own tunnel to go through high position of a wall interface. So keep going forward. Don't stop in line center. Okay. So you can't go this way and come back because you have to go all the way through. You understand? It's already set through code. So it's like getting trapped in the tunnel. It's like you have to go through it. Remember, it's already in time position. So your body is in that position. It's in its clocking sensors that's in connections of 4021. I've already set it up. 2000 years in the future. So it's true understanding, get into your hand point line centers going forward and backwards, right? So I see spinning fans, green and orange now. Huge orb powered me up. Light body is growing. I met at a council. Now I'm in a big lights like a lake. Mm-hmm. Yep. Huge orb powered me up. My light body is growing. Exactly. So you expand, Amber. Your particles, your crystalline center splits and goes into the wall and then it comes back when you come out on the other side. Pixel conception, right? So it's like went through. That's what happens. You can't go through a wall. You have to separate because you have to understand the wall position. You have to understand, how it's all set up in the abstract line center, right? In big lights, like a lake. Yep. I'm met by council. Very cool. Yeah. Yep, and that's what it is. Pixels are like tunnels. So to understand the structure line interference is putting your position locations like this through traction. All right. So you went through wall surface line center 2,000 years into the future. I'm not going to put you too far in line with center location, but what I will show you is how it works. There's the wall. There's the intercune line incision. There's the wall. Okay. This is U through calculation. This is what happens to you guys. To understand this connections of U through calculations. That's you, right? Now, this true understanding, it's all set up. The clocking system is already set up through the high line center locations like this in tract system. It's already set up. So when you set it up, it sucks you in. View, 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 view. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It takes the 7 bodies of water of you, okay, and sucks you in. View. There you go. Now, when you go to the other side line center, you come into a holographic wall. That holographic wall opens up its portal to its connection, right? So you automatically go through it, right? That takes you into high level of the other side line center of 2,000 years in the future. Okay? So it's fascinating when you guys understand more, right? Especially when you go through particle lights or anything through separation. But it's all about you understanding the wall of its intelligence and what it can do through anything through its connection to the plasma system, to its time capacitor. All right. All right, let's see here. Tears so happy, I remember they missed me. Mesmerizing the world with a special ruler. It turns in a grid. I see my body split into 7 bodies. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, and that's it. That's what Amber's saying. She's seeing her come back together after missing parts added. That's what I'm saying. Your particle system has to separate because it has to understand the wall of its interface. So remember, you're going from dimensional to interdimensional. You're actually going into the wall onto the other side of 2,000 years, right? So your body splits and comes back in particle lights. So this is your rainbow activation line center. It's in communication to its line system rotations, like that through allocated line center. It understands you through position. Okay, you got the same coloration line center. This is you through heat signature line center rotation. Okay, it takes you in. Your particles separate. You separate, go into the wall, right? And then the other side comes in together. Then you come back into form. There you are, back together. That's how it works, guys. It's fascinating when you travel through time capacitors, and that's the same with space discoveries. You know, season 1, episode 4, I talk about time zones, how to travel through line signals. Back. So the sound barriers and communication line centers is to understand you through pixel activation, your cell generation lights, and how it blocks the surface, and how you can reshift to anywhere in dimension, just through a wall, through a door, or through anything through a window, or anything through the ground system. You guys been down through the ground line centers, but it's different ways of separating particles and going into and out of system and back into vision line connection. So, all right, let's see here. Come back together after missing parts added. I'm off kilter. Yeah, I know it's confusing, isn't it, Jen? I can see your line signals off track system. Yeah. And you guys are seeing more through allocated line centers in position location. So put Jen in communication line center. She's a bit off kilter. She understands her communication line center. Reframe, readjust, put her in the focus location. Yeah, put her in the high line center of 2,000 years in the future rotation. Yeah, the conceptual line centers are off. So just put her at a high level rotation. All right, there you go. There you go, Jen. You're okay. You no more off kilter, out communication or signal. I think I'm missing something. I'm not having the same experience. Should this all be in the mind eye general? Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Diane. You're focusing too much on what you're not seeing. Okay, and that's okay. That's everybody's going through their own experience. So I'll just show you how to get into activation line centers. Change Diane interference locations. Put her in the eye receptor locations of 2,000 years. Change your tract line center positions. Put her in the perception interference. Allocate a line connections. Now she's going through the wall interference location. Have fun. So it's Diane. It's all about balancing you. You have to see these things to that position. So you're okay now. All right, let's see. Everything is the mind's eye. Yes. You just have to understand you have to be calm, especially if you're going through a wall. All right. It's true to understand how you separate your particles, guys. You have to separate and then come back. And that's what happened with Amber. So you have to understand how big you are, and then you go back. So it's like, that's what happens. You have to understand how to use your cell generations of yourself, how to travel, separate, and come back. That's how you travel, like Star Trek. When they go on those platforms and they disintegrate, and then they come back and form, right? So it's a little bit weary at first, but then you get used to it. Travel becomes a lot more easier, right? But it's what the mind eye sees in all location, the space anomaly. All right. So you're okay now, Diane. I just changed that line center for you. I'm all liquid, feeling a little nauseated. Yeah, I know, Joe. It's the first time you've ever been separated. 3-particle system. So, yeah. So take the nauseation line center out of Jill, put her back line center, put in the 2,000 rotation connections. All right, Jill, you're fine now. Putting into Pluto energy grid. Give me up thoughts. Okay, that's good. You got the activation line centers in Pluto. Use color blue and yep. Okay, communicate to each other. That's great. I'm setting up blue sonar system. Excellent, Ellen. Blue sonar is coming into blue flame line center rotations. Excellent through your body track location. My body feels funny, but not having same experiences. Yeah. Well, don't worry about the experiences. Worry about what's going on with the experience, Diane. Okay. And that's what it is. It's the particle lights trying to send the communications, the off cycles. You got to get the bounce line center. Remember, you're going through a wall. I'm busy with work. I'm out, General. Okay, Cleopatra. All right, it's great seeing you. Hope you're doing well. All right, see a huge blue grid. Yep, you'll see a blue grid line center and position locations. Prayer roll, so I can be everywhere. Yeah. Okay, I saw kind of where the ground would be and the earth, I think, in the distance with an aura around it. Yep. Coming in rotation to your aura line connection. So the wall is trying to understand you through DNA tract, Diane. So go with it, right? Follow with it. The more you're afraid, the more the wall will react to you through locations. But you have to understand how to go through this. Okay, because it's already set up through code. So it's kind of like your pixels are trying to understand the magnetics. So you have a wall that's a magnetic, and you're like, whoa, you just went right to the wall. It's like, you can't do that. You got to go through it. You have to understand. And this is how you go to higher levels when you go through portals and dimension and wormholes. You have to understand how to go through these yourself. Right? So. All right. Oh, you're welcome, Joe. That would be before I'm good now, General. Yeah. I see I know that, Diane. I'm going through the proactive system from, the before and after. It's the after effect, right? But you have to understand the before and then the after, right? I see myself merge with the blue grid. Amber is doing the same. Cool, Ellen. And then eventually you guys see each other, right? Knowing that you're in 2,000 years in the future, just going through a wall. All right. I think I'm close to it. Yep. Seeing light bodies of angels all around crying. Now we are working together. See? And that's what it is. You've crossed over, all of you, okay? And you're seeing different things through perception, but you're seeing each other. And that's what it is. I want you to understand what it is where you're seeing through perception. You don't see the same thing. If you say the same thing, you're in the same position of the location, right? Which is very powerful. Remember how we do the mind game? And we look over here and you got three people over here looking at the same thing, but you're all looking at different things or different timelines. But if you're seeing the same thing, you're in the same location. That's true understanding. Anywhere you go, 3 or 4 people have to look at the same thing. If you're looking at different perceptions, you're trying to understand your body of water. Because the body of water is you through travel. You have to know how to travel through it because it's all connected to your pixels, your activations. And everything Computer Line Center is already set up to go through the wall interface. Okay? So, all right. Working together. Yes, that's what you want to do. Yeah. Alicia, how's it going? I had to identify myself, believe I was scanned as well. I like reforming to the pixels, but feel lost now. Okay, so when you guys come in, you get a little bit more confused, right? Because you have to understand that you see everybody, but there's a little bit of cycles, right? So the clocking system's off, right? So Alicia comes off the wrong clock system, but she does understand the identifications of reforming to the pixels, and that's why she's lost the locations. So I'm going to put Alicia back on line center, put her in 2000 rotations, put her in the allocated line center, the circle rotations to the team of its interface. Now she's in communications, the pixels, as understanding all positions of 2000 years in location. All right. So she's back in line center. I see all the cells glowing after separation. I can see you all float holding a blue ball. So beautiful rainbow light, bodies feeling so much love. Right. So it's amazing how we come into this, isn't it? This is your first time, you guys, separating your particles and going into a wall, coming out into 2000 years into the future. So it's amazing when you see these things. You can't fathom it. It's unbelievable, you know. I see all of us in journal above us. Yep, I'm always there. I see connected in cords from out orbs to journal. See, I'm always in your positions. Always there when we're traveling. You guys can't do this yourself. But when you get into your 114, you understand more. So Tina is kind of like commanding the system because she's the rebellion. So she goes to me if there's anything off, right? Amber, it's like a merry-go-round. Yep. Big circles and we. Yeah. You guys are having fun, eh? It's exciting, isn't it? Going through a wall, coming into 2000 years. It's a dream come true, you know? So, and you're actually traveling through a wall, which is amazing, you know? I'm near the sun, also inside my cells. I see the fibers and the colors red. I see the wormhole that is like pulsating, my rainbow lights going into so much peace and love. See? Diane's in center balance right now, seeing the sun graph line center, the fixed activation core line center, and her own TV reception of 2000 years in the future. That's very powerful, Diane. Yeah. So the track line center position, like I said, it's very important to understand how to use your 7 bodies of water. And then you come to 5 conscious levels of atmosphere, right? So, and that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a plasma, right? And it opens up, but you need the water inside you. That's the containment that's connected to your quadrant level system. That's the compartments of your coolants. Okay, you truly have to understand how to use all this. That's how you travel. That's how you travel through water, electricity, grounds, air, fire, and earth. The grounds of you. Then you can rocket surface anywhere through calculations. You can go up, you can go down, you can go through. You can do anything that you want as long as you understand the 7 bodies of you of water. Okay? So Till we become a blue and a huge orb, we unite and are one. So powerful, body shaking. Yeah, I see tuna above is below general. I can feel it in the back of my head, and it's so not cool. Yeah, I'm ascended master now. Was just told. Greeting by angels. There you go. So Jill's got positions, two calculations. Know that she's ascended master. She got confirmation. Affirmations coming in, right? So now Jill's crying. See? She's ascended master now. And this is what it is. You guys find yourself out going through a wall. What does it take? What does it take just to go through a wall? Now I'm a master. So being a master and becoming a master, two different elements here, guys. You know, you have to know what it is. It's fascinating when you reach these levels of activation. So, wait. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on, guys. All right. So, how's everybody feeling so far? Yeah, it's very intense, isn't it? Yeah. And the thing is, you become more in love with everything. And that's what it's all about, because you start recognizing more who you are to yourself and to each other. So, all right, let's get into your questions here. It's great to see what you guys are going through. I see myself standing in satellite on a contact disc. I see orbs, but they sound me up. I'm shown why we are here. I see my past crown. There you go. I see a dragon and its eyes communicating with me. Nice. 7 balls. Jill saying love, joy, familiar. You guys are communicating with each other. I see you talking from heart to dragon. See how you all come together? That's what it is. It's a cycle of interference. And that interference is bringing you guys back together who you are. Body expanding endlessly. I'm blue bird, or a body with a cape performing a dance. Interesting. I saw you dancing, Ellen. I'm coming to join. Great. So you guys are seeing each other. And that's what it is. If you see each other, like if Ellen basically sees Jill and Jill sees Ellen and Ellen is dancing, that's the connection there, right? Becomes more stronger when you see these things, right? So happy, we're laughing, so free. I see our hearts connect, joining Ellen and Amber, sovereign, yes. I just saw the blue bird and did not read that prior. Whoa, chills of happiness. See? That's what it's all about. And you got this just going through a wall. It's powerful, isn't it? Yeah. And it adjusts and it upgrades. Yeah. It's not just going through a wall, connection line center, guys. It's all about understanding what you're doing when you go through. you start to remember more. So it's a Thunderbird. All right. I see myself using my hands in fluid movement. It slowed everything down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, your track system is on a time clock system, so you guys will interline center and interconnect with each other, right? Back into the interline center of you through direction of 2021. So it's a clocking system where you have to come back. So the portal is open for so long. That's how it works. I mean, it's all about understanding that you can't stay over there because you're not in that position location of understanding how to use the foundations. I wanted to show you, I didn't want to put you into 5,000. It's too much. It's way overpowered. It's too confusing. So I start small and you guys can go. And tomorrow we go through pyramids of Egypt. It looks like I'm kneeling in my mark above, but it's laid out flat open, large open space. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So Alicia, you're in space right now, looking at space, and now you're going to go back down in your body line center conception. So your line signaling back in connections. My cheeks are flushed. My body was glowing. I'm seeing my past lives, remembering. See? And that's what it is. You start remembering who you are more when you travel. This is not meditation. Trying to understand what's happening with everybody that's going through a wall interface is trying to understand the recognition line connections of them through track system. When you go through anything through connections and you see the other side of its dimension, it's incredible force because you are there in that air. So it's understanding what you can do when you travel through all levels of activation. So our heads are so connected to the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. My Thunderbird is changed into a sculpture standing near a lake, the pieces and chimes in the wind. This is protecting the lake. Seen other ascended masters. Yep. Madeline. Yep. Hathor and Isis. Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm crying. We have to protect the water. Yep. That's okay. Let's do it. So you guys are informed with everything, and that's what it is. Ascended masters or anything to connections of Magdalene, Hathor, or Isis. It's not ISIS, it's Isis. It's very powerful when you connect to these intelligence, which is very helpful and always informs. When you see them, you recognize them, you understand why. It's all about remembering who they are, right? So, the elements are reaching out, closing portals here, please. Getting a lot of interference in front, possible reflector. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You guys will know when you're back because your body will come back in form. That's why I'm saying you have to watch time zones and space discoveries, how you travel, right? The history is in ourselves. And there you go. See? Say that again, Ellen, and maybe you can say it to everybody. The history is in yourselves, people. So how does it feel? 2,000 years in the future, just going through a wall. Yep. True resonance patterns, people. Very, very powerful. And you guys went through a lot of knowledge, right? All right, so let's see. I'm just back phrasing here. Interesting question. Tina says, affirmation. We're all at the perfect alignment here and now, doing what we said we would do, preparing for our galactic missions. Nobody said this would be easy. Nothing comes easy. until you understand the history of you through your cells of inside system. So pay attention to that. So you really, really got connected to your cells. That's fantastic. Now you understand what your cells are, all computers of operations. Yeah, you're welcome, Jill. Yeah, you got confirmation, right? Isn't that a great thing? It's pretty wild when you get really powerful confirmations that why you became a master, especially when these are high ascended masters. So still sovereign. Yeah, I know. But it makes sense though, doesn't it? Because you have to understand who you are. And the only way to do that, like Ellen said, is to understand your cells of history of generations. But the only way to do that is to travel. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Okay. And Monday, we get to see Dolores Cannon. I know you guys are looking forward to that. So the healing on other people is going to be different. I'm learning to not to absorb it, but I am that's what I am learning. And learning is the process, and that's what you want, right? I feel like I got all the parts was missing and I didn't know I was missing cells glowing white blue. See, amateurs understand more of a reaction to connections of our pixels and activation to our cell generation light connections, which is very, very powerful. You're connecting more. So you guys are back now, but you understand more of you inside of activation. All right. So any questions or comments, please feel free to go to my TikTok or go to my email, anything about my healing. I'm going to head over. All right. Adios.